Hey Spartans, welcome to this edition of Spartans in the Kitchen. Miss Hano here, and I have the easiest recipe on the planet for you. It is called 2-ingredient dough because it has only 2 ingredients. And I'm going to show you how to make this dough, and you can use this dough to make a lot of things, but I use it to make bagels and I use it to make pizza crust. Today we're going to make bagels. So the 2 ingredients are non-fat Greek yogurt. Make sure you don't get the vanilla kind or any flavors. It's just plain non-fat Greek yogurt, and it's equal parts. So it's 1 cup of non-fat Greek yogurt and 1 cup of self-rising flour. And that's it. Those are the only ingredients. I put these things on the mixer for probably about 1 minute, and then in 1 minute you will have perfectly formed dough, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so my dough was on the mixer, and if you don't have a mixer, you can just mix it by hand with a wooden spoon. But for about 1 minute, that's what it looks like. And then what I'm going to do is take some flour, throw it on my counter, and empty the dough out on my counter. It looks like this. And this amount of dough, 1 cup to 1 cup, will make probably about 4 bagels. So I'm going to take the dough and I'm going to break it up into 4 equal sections, and then all I do is kind of roll out the dough and then shape it into the shape of a bagel. So I'm going to do that 4 times. And then I'm going to take my bagel, kind of smush it together. I know it looks pretty ugly. I'm going to smush it together, and then I'm going to put it on a lined baking sheet right here. And I'm going to do that for the other 4 bagels. So I'll be back in just a second. All right, Spartans, took me about 60 seconds. I formed all of my dough into these bagels. Don't worry, it doesn't have to look perfect. And you can either dab the top with water and then top with whatever topping you want, but I like to use egg. So I guess I lied, maybe this is the third ingredient, but you don't have to use egg. But I give it a nice egg wash, and then I throw whatever seasoning I like on top. You can put salt, you can put sesame seeds, poppy seeds, you can put cinnamon and sugar. But in my family, we like this seasoning. It's everything bagel seasoning, and I like to use a lot. So I sprinkle it on top. And I put these bagels in an oven that is preheated to 325 degrees for about 45 minutes. So I'll show you what they look like in 45 minutes. Alright, Spartans, just took them out of the stove. This is what they look like, and they are delicious. Slice them in half, toast them, put some cream cheese or butter. The best part about these bagels is that they are super low fat, super low calorie, and they taste great. You can also make pizza dough by just spreading the dough out super thin on the sheet and baking it for 10 minutes, then topping it with your favorite toppings and sticking it back in the oven at 425 for about 5 minutes. All right, guys, see you later. Hey Spartans, good morning. My name is Miss Hano, and I will be your anchor for today along with Lola Lyra. Nice. Today's date is May 28th, 2020, and today's character counts quote is, "If you don't believe in working together, watch what happens to a wagon when one wheel comes off." That's crazy, huh? All right. I don't know about you guys, but I am counting down the days till I can go camping again. And what is more American than that? Let's do the pledge. Do the pledge. Wrong hand.
Please stand. Place your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
Today's special birthdays are Ahmed Arias, Edward Bracamontes, Kaylee Diaz, Amira Hossein, Jose Ramirez, and Jason Villanueva. What do we say, Lola?
Happy birthday.
Nice.
Even though this looks really good now, it wasn't always this way. The first time I built it, I did it without a plan. It turned out really bad. So then I had to take it apart and build it again, but this time with a plan. And this time it turned out like this.
Hello Spartans, Mr. Holmes here, and I wanted to give you a quick update for all of my students that were planning on going on the Washington DC trip. As you know, we go every year to Washington DC, and it's a fantastic trip, and we had a whole bunch of 8th graders that were all signed up and ready to go, and then we had to cancel. We weren't allowed to go over spring break like we normally do. Then we moved it to the last week in July in hopes that we could go then. And now we're being told that that's not going to work either. So what we've done is we have postponed the trip and moved it to next year at spring break. I wanted to make this video just to let you know, if you were signed up for that trip, if you're in 8th grade right now and you're planning on going to Washington, D.C., we want you to go. We're still going to go. The difference is that next year over spring break, we're all going to go at that time. So you guys are going to be able to come back, see all your old friends. We'll get together. We'll go to Washington. Same trip as before. We'll fly on our plane. We'll get over there. We'll get our private coach that we get to travel around like rock stars. We're going to visit Philadelphia and Washington, D.C., see all the monuments, all the sites, eat fantastic food, have a great time. It's going to be wonderful. The only difference is that you guys are going to have to register for that trip when it comes up. Now, the twist is that 7th graders, our 7th graders right now, you guys get to go on that trip as well. Normally, it's only 8th graders. But because we're postponing the trip for our 8th graders now, when they're in 9th grade, they get to come back. And they get to go on the trip with all of our 8th graders next year. That's you 7th graders right now. I don't want to confuse you, but you guys get it. So it's going to be a big trip. We're going to have a lot of students together. You guys are going to get to see each other. You get to see the students that left and went on to Warren or wherever high school when they come back, and then you get to see all your friends and all this stuff. So I'm going to have a video that'll explain how you register for the trip. You guys need to pay attention to that, and then you're going to get an email that's going to come home to your parents explaining to your parents how they can sign you up for the trip and all of those fantastic details. Just sit tight, make sure you pay attention to it, and hopefully we can all go next year over spring break and have a great time in Washington, D.C. All right? Stay safe, Spartans. See you soon.
You've learned in school how Washington, D.C. is home to many amazing sites that tell the incredible story of our country. Now, you're invited to see and feel the history, energy, and impact of our nation's capital with your own eyes. Your days will be packed from morning to night. There's so much to do in Washington, D.C. Inspiring memorials that capture our nation's history. To some of the greatest museums in the world. Smithsonian Museums, United States Holocaust Memorial Museum, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, Mount Vernon, and many others. You and your friends will create your own memories to share for years to come.
My favorite part has been Lincoln Memorial.
because I got to finally see it in real life instead of on a computer.
It was pretty cool. We got to ride in this airplane like we were actually riding one, like we got to drive it, and then we got to touch a moon rock.
I think it's really amazing how they can fit so many big, huge monuments and memorials for those people who really deserve it, and they can keep it in a way so that everyone can view it, yet it's very respectful for them.
The memorial really brought a lot of heartwarming memories back because my brother was in the Marines and it was kind of hard seeing him go all the time.
This is not your ordinary history lesson. America's past comes alive before your eyes. Reach out and touch history.
The Martin Luther King Memorial, it was really something meaningful to me because he fought for my rights, and I really appreciate that for him. So when I read a part of his speech, it made me feel really happy deep down inside.
And witness firsthand the traditions that make our country great.
Arlington is my favorite thing because like when we were changing the guards, it was so cool because they were doing everything perfectly. And I want to join the military, so I was like honored to watch that, and it like takes your breath away.
It was amazing. It was a one in a million thing to see.
Your trip will be led by your own course leader to share fun facts and answer all your questions along the way.
So far, my favorite thing has been how detailed our tour guide goes into when he's talking about the monuments.
Mr. Bryan's he's pretty chill. He explains stories behind it. It paints a visual picture that you can, actually see. It's pretty cool.
He probably knows everything about everything. If you ask him what Lincoln's favorite pizza was, he could probably tell you.
Whether seeing incredible sights, eating at amazing restaurants, or hanging out at your hotel, you'll have lots of time to have fun with your friends.
DC is awesome.
DC is exciting.
DC is thebomb.com.
It's a very unique experience.
Educational.
DC is amazing.
When you and your friends join us in Washington, D.C., you'll watch history come alive on a travel adventure you'll never forget.
I would recommend this trip to other students because it's a really great experience. You get to see a lot of the nation's history and get to have a good time with your friends, and you learn a lot.
Welcome back, Spartans.
Just a reminder, this is Lola and I'm Miss Hano Hano, and we're your anchors today for May 28th, 2020. Our character counts quote today is, "If you don't believe in teamwork, watch what happens when one wheel falls off of a wagon." Don't forget, Spartans, read and succeed. See you later, Spartans.